In the currency quadrant today, taking a look at the March British pound future, finished the day up about 1/3% today. All three GDP releases that came out for the UK overnight showed stronger than expected data, which helped us move up 42 basis points on the high side of things for that March British pound. 138.64 was the high. The low side, we were down 22 basis points. On the low side of things, 137.76 was that low price. But as I mentioned, December 3-month average plus 1% on the GDP versus 0.5% expected and a revised up 4.5%. The preliminary year-over-year Q4 GDP data was down only 7.8% versus minus 8.1% expected and a revised minus 8.7% last. And even the December year-over-year from December to December was only down 6.4% versus down 8% expected and down 7.6% last. So decent economic data in the UK continuing to move that pound higher as it went this week. Currency seasonality is something that we don't talk about that much, but it's pretty distinct. And I'm mentioning it because there's a pretty strong headwind approaching for the British pound. When you look at seasonality in the British pound, third week of February or so, it starts to tail off. And then we get a dramatic down move seasonally in price for the British pound. Now, that may be completely different. It's 20 years of data. The UK has spent a great amount of time in the European Union Common Trade Union in that period of time. So there could be a lot of factors, and you should never trade just on seasonality. But I mention it again because currency seasonality is actually very distinct and it's not talked about much. So that headwind for the British pound must be taken into consideration for those of you trading the British pound. Not a trade outright, but something to look at. Lastly, looking at next week on the schedule for the UK, we've got their inflation data, which could dramatically change the direction of the currency if anything comes too strong or too weak versus expectations. So keep an eye on that next week if you're trading the pound.